Hello there, Scorpio, Scorpio rising, and Scorpio moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for August 2017. And a quick update, I'm going to be doing a special video on the Uranus retrograde that's coming up here very soon. I'm going to be putting that up within the next few days. This Uranus retrograde is a little bit special. It's the last time Uranus goes retrograde while it's fully committed and exclusively committed to Aries, so, for a long time. So I want to do a special video for that, so stay tuned. And of course, if you ever wanted to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on with your astrology this month? Well, we have some leftover energies from July to discuss. Hi, Rainbow. We've got Venus in Cancer in your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, as well as travel, and your, in your spiritual life. And with Venus in this area, we have opportunities for love coming from foreign places, areas that are out of our norm. This could be from people from another country. There could be love found while traveling, while you or the other person is traveling, or quite possibly somebody from a different religious or a different political background from you, so getting multicultural up in here. We've also got Venus in this area bringing a lot of support for you Scorpios out there who are looking to maybe negotiate some kind of favor, some kind of, I guess you could say a favor, some kind of benefit for yourself, either through a school, if you're trying to make some negotiations as far as the terms of a project, or maybe even an academic program that you are in, or if you're trying to make, maybe get something more popular by broadcasting it. If you have an online business, Venus is going to be working really well, very hard to actually attract more customers and more of an audience and more of a readership to you. We've also got Mars in Leo in your 10th house of career. And remember what I say, always what I say when it comes to Mars in an income area, whether it's the 2nd house, the 10th house, or the 6th, Mars tends to bring us an opportunity for overtime when it comes to, extra money, extra work, extra projects, extra hours. Mars is making us a lot more competitive this month, and you're going to be noticing yourself taking a lot of the work spotlight at the office or even in your local industry. On the 7th, now that we get into the new stuff for August, because those things should be with us pretty much all month, the new stuff for August on the 7th starts with a full moon lunar eclipse in your 4th house of home and family. And a lot of you Scorpio people, remember, lunar eclipses are still full moons. Those bring endings. Solar eclipses are the ones that bring beginnings. We got one of those too. But this lunar eclipse is happening in an area that talks about, ending something that you are committed to or bound to regarding your home or family life. There may be, we may be wrapping up a lease. Some of you could be moving. Some of you could be selling a home. We may be getting rid of a piece of property. There could also be something going on with a shakeup as far as family is concerned. And so it's important to pay attention to that, because this might be a big deal, and an eclipse doesn't happen just on the day and call it quits. That's, one of the things I always try and remind people is very seldom does anything happen in astrology for just one day. And this eclipse is opening up a window for this transition period for you, most strong between the 7th of August and early November, when the energies are in their prime. The first 3 months is the prime energy time of an eclipse. And so you may be noticing, again, more opportunities for moves, home renovations, home purchases, home sales. Again, this can bring up some drama with family that we might have to settle. Could be old, could be new. On the 12th of the month, we've got Mercury turning retrograde in Virgo in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this is one of the more benign aspects of Mercury retrograde. When it's in our 11th house, it's not the textbook, bitch about it, Mercury retrograde. It tends to be a little bit more friendly, because it talks about, an opportunity to reunite, reopen channels of communications with friends we don't communicate with very much anymore. And that's going to be a big theme of the 12th through the 31st of the month. This can also be a time of rearranging the ranks of our social circle, however. And a lot of you Scorpio people out there may be spending your time doing some rearrangements. Okay, I'm drifting apart from this person, but I'm getting closer to this person. This person's rising up as the new BFF, whereas the old BFF seems to be kind of not doing what they should do. And this kind of energy is going to be strong. It's not something that's, you know, that should be ignored. It's bringing out things that need your attention. But all in all, Mercury retrograde in the 11th house, believe me, there's worse. On the 21st of the month, we do have a solar eclipse, new moon in your career sector, Leo. And it's opening up huge opportunities to proliferate and, you know, and grow yourself, grow your prestige, bolster your status at the workplace. This could spell a huge promotional opportunity or possibly an upgrade in your pay. You may be trading up to work for a more prestigious company, corporation. If you work for yourself, you may be noticing that your customer base is expanding dramatically and we're making a big splash and getting much more well known. And again, it's a solar eclipse, so the story starts on the 21st, but the energy carries well into November of this year when it's in its prime. And with the solar eclipse, you know, this new beginning does actually talk about a huge boost, a considerable boost in your earning power in general. And so it's a really big stroke of good luck for a lot of the Scorpio people out there. On the 22nd, we've got the Sun moving into Virgo, into again that 11th house of friendships and social networking. And it's talking about bringing a healing, bringing a rejuvenation to your social life. If you've been, you know, a lot of Scorpio people have been feeling a bit detached lately, especially, you know, from about May through early July, feeling like we're drifting away from some friends, not getting as socially active. The Sun is going to start to remedy all of that. If you've been worried, where'd they all go? You know, that kind of thing. We're pulling a tighter circle back around you. And from the 22nd of this month, well into the third week of September, a lot of you, you know, Scorpio people are also going to be, again, strengthening the bonds with your friends, strengthening the bonds in your friendships, and getting a lot closer to the people who are meant to be the most, you know, and the best of the best when it comes to your support system. On the 25th of the month, we've got Saturn turning direct in your earned income sector. And it's beginning the last legs of its journey through Sagittarius, where, you know, a lot of Scorpio people have had to tighten their belts when it comes to their income over the last 2 years, especially from 2015 till now. And when Saturn begins his last leg of the journey, however, now it's almost like finals week. You know, we're taking a lot of tests, you know, in terms of, you know, how we're handling our money, how we're handling our funds. But usually by the end of it all, you can expect some kind of boon or some kind of big surprise coming from Saturn as he begins to wrap his time up with his lesson plan that he's had. You know, you may be noticing that, yes, while, you know, maybe things are still more expensive, or, you know, we're finding more expensive things to unfortunately have to write checks on, our earnings are starting to go through an increase. You know, our savings are still starting to build up to match those expenses incurred. And at the end of it all, you will walk away with more funds, all right? And that solar eclipse in Leo is definitely doing its part to curb that influence, because by the time we get to December, Saturn is gone. Saturn's out of this area of your chart for 28 years. So, you know, just power through it. On the 26th, we've got Venus going into Leo, into your 10th house. And now we're talking about easy money, we're talking about favor, we're talking about winning popularity contests. Again, this may be a time where a lot of you Scorpio people end up getting a raise, not a temporary one, but a permanent one. And a lot of you Scorpio people, again, may be starting to notice your funds are increasing because the value of the work that you do is actually being given more value, whether it's more industry value, maybe again we're kind of hitting a more prestigious part, you know, your raises are coming through, or you're raising your own prices, the market is getting better in the industry that you're in and the work that you're doing, the office or the community that you're in, and Venus is saying you're even getting paid more to do some of the same old stuff, or even some easy stuff. So, you know, the last week of this month and going well into the first couple of weeks of September, you know, it's a glorious time for a lot of you Scorpio people to not just catch up, but really, really get ahead. Finally, at the end of the month, though, we do have Mercury retrograding back from Virgo into your 10th house of career, Leo, where he will be retrograde for, about the first week or so of September. And when we have Mercury retrograde in the 10th house, it may be a bit frustrating. Amidst all the good stuff that's going on there, Mercury retrograde can say you need to pay attention to the business you're resonating with, the people you're working with, and you may also notice that you're suddenly being asked to do things that have nothing to do with your job description. People might be asking you to go against policy. People might be, clients and customers may be flaking out on appointments and not handling their part of what they're supposed to do, as in helping you help them. People being unprepared. It's a frustrating, short ditty, only for one day this month, and then maybe a week or so again in September, but it must be mentioned. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.